Nice to see you. Oh, you're muted. There you go.
Yeah, two.
Um, we should have a number of folks joining us, including Don. He is able to make it today, which is great. Um,
Thank you for letting me borrow your.
Hi, folks. Welcome in. I believe Don Dew should be joining us today. Couple other of board members as well. So let's wait just a moment to see who is joining us today. Hello, Lauren. Welcome in. I'm pulling up some links I have for today. I just sent a quick email over to Dawn. Let's see. Just got
I'm going to get in my car. Our workday ends at 4 p.m. here in the
Okay.
Metro Detroit area. So I'm going to listen in, but I just wanted to log in and then I'll rejoin once I get in my car. I'm walking out of the office now. So,
Absolutely no worries. Thank you
okay.
for joining us.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Herschel. Nice to see you again.
Yes.
All right. I just heard from Don. He is might not be able to join us. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Herschel, had you chatted with Don at all about the two of you kind of co-chairing, or am I taking the reins today?
No, I had not yet gotten a chance to speak with him or anybody else yet. So I don't know.
No, you're so fine.
Yeah, I
Don't
wasn't
worry.
sure if you were going to do that. So, sorry about that. But yeah, I'm happy to help out wherever I can, whatever you need me to do.
I appreciate it, and no worries. Well, welcome in, everybody. My name is Abby Ritter. I am the Youth Advisory Specialist for April, and this is our monthly advocacy call. If folks would like to introduce themselves, you can either speak out your introduction or type in the chat, whatever feels comfortable to you, but I'd love to know who's here today.
Adelaide Ballou, Montevallo, Alabama.
Nice to see you, Adelaide.
I'm going to jump in real quick.
The weather is trying to clear out a little bit. We've had overcast weather here for the last couple of days. Had rain yesterday, so looks like it's trying to clear out, but it's not going to stay clear long. So and they're saying that we might have some severe weather tomorrow, so, or not tomorrow, but Friday. So
well, we're glad to have you here. I know Lauren was about to hop in as well.
Yeah, hi, I'm Lauren Baker, Public Policy and Outreach Specialist for Disability Network Eastern Michigan. We cover Oakland, Macomb County, which is next to Wayne County, where Detroit is located, and then 5 counties in the Thumb. So we cover 7 counties total. And the Thumb region is quite rural here in Michigan.
Forever one of my favorite things that Michigan just fully embraces the hand. All right, who else would like to introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Candace. I work with the Resource Center for Disabilities. We are the local Center for Independent Living out of Melbourne, Florida. So we do Brevard and Indian River County. And those two counties combined, we are the longest area from tip to tip in Florida. So we cover a lot of ground when it comes to disabilities in our area.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for introducing yourself. It's nice to see you today. Are you at all being affected by any of the fires? I know they're probably more panhandle-y. There's something going on.
We are not, unfortunately in Florida, Panhandle, we don't call them Florida. We're like they are Southern Georgia or Southern Alabama.
Mm,
That is a completely different area than Florida. Like we don't, yeah, it's completely different up there. But no, actually I didn't even know until you just said this now. So I'm gonna turn on the news later and see what's going on.
so, we have our former youth executive committee chair is from Tallahassee. So we tend to kind of stay at least a little bit up to date with what's happening there.
Gotcha.
But
Well, I went to Florida State in Tallahassee, so I lived there for years. So it's a whole different world up there compared to South Florida.
absolutely.
It's a different type of people. It's more laid back, more rural up there versus South Florida is a very uh multicultural pot of people from
Mhm.
different places, different languages. It's a whole different world up there.
All
Hey
right. Well,
everybody,
thank you.
sorry. Go
No, go
ahead.
ahead.
Hey, I'm Katie. I'm from the North Alabama Disability Resource Network, and I was shaking my head because I'm actually originally from Miami, Florida. Originally, I'm born and raised down there, and it is its own little area, and it has changed a lot through the years. But no, I'm a peer advocate with Disability Resource Network in North Alabama. I'm currently in North Alabama. Um, so I'm glad to be here.
Happy to have you. Thank you. I saw Rebecca just joined us. Rebecca, folks are introducing themselves. I think we have one or two folks left to go. So if you would like to introduce yourself, please feel free.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca Thompson. I am the chairman of the South Carolina um, Independent Living Council,
Happy to
statewide
have you.
independent. Living Council. Yes, thank you.
Yes, this is Herschel speaking. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Herschel Jackson. I'm with the Center for Independent Living in Jack Island, Illinois. And I'm a deaf services advocate and also a board member here in April. So
Well, it's so nice to have you all today. I appreciate you being here. And let's go ahead and hop in. So over the last 2 months, we have definitely been focusing in on talking about broadband and the Affordable Connectivity Program, as broadband access is one of the things that this group determined to be a priority within what we want April to be working on, specifically within the advocacy committee. So I did want to share the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, just sent out a letter from the chairwoman to update members of Congress about the ACP. And I will put a link to these letters in the chat. They are PDF format. So if you need it in a different format, they are also, I believe, available in just text as a text file. So let me know and I can send it that way as well. Here it is in the chat. So these are letters. I believe it is the same letter written by Chairwoman Rosenworkel, not sure. Sent to many different committees. I think basically any committee that could even remotely be related to the work that the FCC does. And it's the same letter across all of them. So basically what the update that she's giving is that the ACP is ending. There was an enrollment freeze in the Affordable Connectivity Program in February, so approximately a month ago. And this was done in order to wind down the program. But there are people who are still wanting to enroll and they can't. And these families are reaching out to the FCC to say, hey, we need access to the internet. What is going on here? And the letter, I thought, mentions the specific impact on older adults, families with school children, and military families. I wonder if anybody has heard about anything around the way that ending the ACP would affect people with disabilities specifically. And if you know, if you could share that with us. And if not, is this something that we would want to reach out to the FCC about or directly to Congress?
This is Herschel speaking. Yes, that the ACP, that letter from the FCC, we do have a letter in support of that. I didn't realize that that was going to be ending soon, but I have had consumers inform me and explain, you know, if for some reason that doesn't pass, or if they're able to postpone and keep finances for that program, and also the impact of what those costs would be if the cost went up from the service providers. So perhaps there could be some sort of discount from the service provider, because, you know, right now they're not paying anything. So if that were to change, possibly some sort of discount program so that they are able to keep their services, but then they would pay some amount out of pocket. I mean, you know, I don't know how much what the out of pocket would be. Obviously, if the program ends, it's going to go up from zero. But there's definitely need for that, people that need internet, of course, and especially in the rural areas, you know, it's internet issues is so prevalent because people don't have access to internet. So it's definitely, you know, a serious issue. But I think that I think it would be definitely something that centers could sign off on, you know, letters of support that this is something that's needed, especially from a financial perspective. So it's definitely an action item that needs to happen.
Thank you, Herschel. Yes, so it is supposed to end, I believe, is it this month or next month? It's soon. Um, and
I thought it was February. It was the end of February, yeah?
so they stopped accepting enrollments on February 8th. And there's a fact sheet from the White House that I will also drop in the chat.
I believe it should be until May. The program is going to continue to run until May.
Okay.
I don't know. I might be wrong on that.
Let's see. It says the program will sunset this spring. Spring is several months long. President Biden, what, which month is that?
Right.
So speaking of President Biden, apparently in October on the 25th of last year, the Biden-Harris administration sent Congress a supplemental request for $6 billion to extend funding for the program. And they're hoping that the legislation that they would like passed would extend free and discounted high-speed internet for eligible households through 2024. Obviously, that has not happened yet. But that is unfortunately all of the information I have. These letters were sent from the FCC to Congress 2 days ago. So previously we had also discussed, let me pull up my notes from, I want to say it was last month. Excuse me as I flip through my notebook. There it is. Okay, yes. So last month, we had talked about the potential of pulling together a membership meeting. So, a meeting for members of April to spread information about the fact that the ACP is ending and offer it as an advocacy opportunity, both just generally, but also to potentially drum up more interest in attending this committee from members who might not be otherwise attending. Nickel has done some of this work. Specifically, I believe it was Theo over at Nickel, had a contact at one of the larger telecommunications companies. And I know that Tom Olin, who often attends these calls, was reaching out to some folks that he knows. So is that something we're potentially interested in doing as an organization, is trying to pull together some of these meetings? What do we think?
I'm sorry, could you say the question again?
Are we still interested in pulling together some meetings or info sessions about the ACP and it ending, and what kinds of things we could do to try to, do some grassroots advocacy in this area?
Ah,
Okay, so I couldn't unmute myself. So I've done some of those ACP applications for my clients, and we got people approved before that deadline, but then now those places, so we got the approval before the February 7th, and they gave us the letters that said we had till April 1st to get them assigned to someone. And after February 8th, none of those places were honoring our ACPs. That's the area I feel like needed to be addressed, that we have all these approvals sitting here that the state approved or whoever approved. And now these companies, these T-Mobiles, these AT&Ts, whoever, aren't approving those applications that have been approved. And they're saying, oh, well, it ended on February 7th. But we're like, no, the February 7th was when they had to be approved by. We have till April 1st to get them into something. So to me, that's the only area that I see right now is an issue, like an immediate issue.
Okay. That's definitely good to know, because that has not been expressed anywhere else that I've seen. So that's, let me make sure I write down.
I ran into that with one of my consumers as well.
And I'm one of those act the fool type people. So trust me, I was on the phone with AT&T showing every behind that I had and talking to, well, I understand that you can't help me, get me to someone who can. I understand that's the limits of what you can do. Give me to someone who can. I think they just got tired of me and they just hung up the phone. But if I don't do it, my clients aren't going to do it because they're frustrated, they're upset, they're worried, they're going to hang up the phone. So that's my job to show my behind. I'll do it.
I appreciate it, and I'm sure they do too. Hi, Tom. Nice to see you. Aren't being given access despite approval. Candace, when did you say it was until that they have to be connected?
I believe the letter says like April 1st or April 3rd or something like that, that they were getting. Everybody that we got like that last week of, what was it, that first week of February, everybody who got approved from there got that letter, that email that said that first week of April, one of those days. And so then we went behind trying to get, through all these ACP departments at these specific places that they already, because some of them already had AT&T, or like certain areas where we live at only do Comcast or only do AT&T or only do
Right.
whatever. So we were trying to contact per whatever that area or apartment complex. And those ACP departments are not the easiest to get in touch with within those agencies.
Well, of
Within
course, why would they be?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we didn't have like tons of applications. We probably had like maybe 12.
That's still 12 families, and goodness knows how many other people who are in and out of folks' lives that are losing their access to the internet. And these days, you can't really, folks want to set up services for themselves, pay their bills, pay their rent, schedule doctor's appointments, re-up prescriptions. There is very few parts of life that don't require the internet these days.
So
So,
our go around right now for the individuals who have a way to get there, Vieira is the seat of our, or whatever, of our county. They have the school board is out there. So if that person has a laptop, what we're instructing is go over to the school board, log into your computer using their Wi-Fi while you're there, and then take your computer home. And I think it gives you like 30 days worth of access or something. It's something
wow.
they set up for the kids because of COVID when they were working from home.
Mhm.
That so all the kids had to go to like the school or the school district, log into their Wi-Fi while they're like on the campuses. And then they can work at home for like a month or something like that. It's something weird like that, but it's worked.
That is so, I would love to know more about that, because I've never heard of a remote Wi-Fi system like that. That's very cool.
Yeah, they did it during COVID. That's how it all started. So that's what I've told all my clients to go do just in the meantime until we figure out another step, because AT&T told me that they had a program called Access and that they were going to have someone call me to see if any of my clients were eligible for that program.
Okay. Tom, we were just catching folks up on what we had talked about last month around ACP. And I shared in the chat about there was a letter that was published by the chairwoman of the FCC, sent to a ton of Congress folks 2 days ago, basically being like, nothing's changed. Why haven't you done anything? Please let us know how we can help. So my guess is you, being connected as you are, probably have seen all of this, but just in case, I can also send you links.
Well, one of my answers at this time is that this is a election year and nothing's going to be done in legislation hardly, because one side doesn't want the other side to get the credit. So hardly anything will get done, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't always go after the legislators and or the staff. I mean, the thing is getting the staff always up to date and what they need and what you want to have them will be great for the next year when they come about. Um, but yeah, I had heard that too.
Rebecca, I had seen you unmute your mic. I want to make sure that if you wanted to say something, you have space.
Oh, no, sorry. It was an accident.
Oh,
Thank you.
no worries. Candace, I found this regarding AT&T specifically. That anybody who has been approved for the Affordable Connectivity Program can apply their benefit to access from AT&T. They don't have to submit this application, but there is an application here for people to apply to
That's
that
the access
program.
thing she was telling me about?
Yes.
Okay,
This is
so
the
I didn't know it
access.
was online, or I would have went and did it. She was just like, I'll have someone give you a call. And because I had, by that time, I had escalated it so many times because I'm one of those, I'm sorry.
No,
you
I will speak to
help
your
me.
manager. Thank you.
Yeah. And, I'm sorry that you don't have the capabilities to help me. Give me someone who does.
Mhm.
So but she did say something about access, and I can go back and look at that. So thank you so much.
Absolutely.
That because we are getting more calls of people asking us, and we had to create a whole new waiver based off of this. But we have a lot of people who are moving from up north who are coming down here who want to use our local banks and credit unions and set up all like the bill pays and everything. And that's not really something we do. So we had to create a new waiver because they're asking us to work with their socials and work with their account numbers, and we do not want to be liable for anything. So what we're trying to do is, instead of doing it for them, we literally have them set it up on, our computers and put them in front of it. And we kind of, hey, touch that, click there, do this,
Sure.
click that. And, we tell them to bring a notebook, write down your username and passwords, write down everything, the steps. So that's what we've been doing, because that has been a lot of our calls that our independent living staff has been getting lately. And we've never done that before.
I think that, this is slightly like along those same lines. I was just having a conversation with some folks at a SIL the other day about computer literacy and how it really is not taught or focused on in school, in, a lot of, potentially IL skills development programs. And you really, it is so easy. My mom just got, unfortunately, my mom, as far as I'm aware, doesn't have any disabilities, and she fully just got scammed because of almost certainly because of her lack of computer literacy and media literacy. But in any case, that's neither here nor there regarding advocacy.
Well, there's a program called GCF learnfree.org. It's run by Goodwill Community Foundation. It's gotten more complicated than it used to be. It used to be a very simple site, but now it has a lot of different things. But we used to use it during COVID to teach elderly people how to use iPhones and iPads so they could speak to their grandkids during COVID. It has everything from how to use the ATM, how to use a calculator, how to use also basic computer functions, how to use your mouse, how do you set up your keyboard and use your keyboard. It has a lot of basic things on there, but they need to have access to a computer to sit there and learn. And the library will do it here. We'll let them set up there. There's different places that have different things. It's just about us trying to set up something like, hey, you need to go into there, see librarian Rachel, and she'll set you up on a computer and walk you through how to get on that website. But then we had to kind of leave them alone and let them learn it on their own. But that's the closest we have to some type of computer literacy. outside of a school-run program.
Sure. Well, thank you for telling me about this website. Did not know a thing about it, and this is very exciting.
Yeah, it used to be very simple. And you'd be like, here, ATM, click, do this. Oh, iPhone, click. Now it has everything from like the different like what do you call those? Like the different applications and the different, how to file your taxes and it is a lot of different things on there now. And I kind of wish they didn't do that because now it gets a little too overwhelming, but
That's fair. Well, what was I going to say? It disappeared. I do want to make sure that we're addressing stuff. If anybody had anything that they wanted to bring to the committee today, I know I jumped right in. But Tom, you look like you're ready to go, so I'm happy to.
There's probably this is the week that, one of the last weeks that the Older Americans Act are being worked on at the federal level. So there's a lot of people of older Americans and disabled working right now and in DC. And if you have been working with your congressman on that, it's a good time to talk to them. Also today, or yesterday, the FTC and DOJ and HHS got together because of what's happening in the healthcare world, and that's the private equity people are for profit are taking over our services. And when they take over our services, it's never better. It's always worse. And so they're because it's the FTC and DOJ, they're going to go out there. They're wanting community involvement, so thank God they're finally asking. But they're trying to do some antitrust stuff. I mean, there are some states that private equity owns a hospital, owns a nursing home, the home health care, the guardianship corporation, hospice, and they own the funeral places. So it's just like they can just take all your money until you're dead. We have
Hey, Tom, sorry to interrupt. Can you explain what is FTC?
Say that again. Oh, FTC, Federal Trade Commission. Sorry about that. Yeah, they deal with antitrust and a lot of our issues when it comes to corporations. And right now, in the healthcare world, it's being very financialized. It used to be where we used to have a say in our healthcare. We used to say, "Oh, we want your program to be consumer. We want it so that we can have consumer control, consumer direction, and it would be nice." And we want to have person-centeredness policies in our providers. And when private equity companies take over, they're just in it. It's a profit-making way of making money for investors. It has nothing to do with us. They don't. When they run a corporation, a lot of times when they run a corporation, the people that are running it don't even know what healthcare is. It's a financial thing, So it's one of the worst things that are happening to IL right now is a financialization of healthcare. Where we used to have an IL philosophy that has nothing to do with their philosophy of making money. It's profit over people. So it's all coming like, I'm doing a workshop on DME, durable medical equipment, which the two big companies, wheelchair companies, are owned by private equity. And using a wheelchair, if you know a person using a wheelchair, and if you know about repairs and what's happening now from 10 years ago, you'll say, why is it getting worse? And it's because private equity. And so I'm doing a workshop on that. But anyhow, that's the update on private equity. But there's a lot of things happening right now, government-wise. And so you'll probably hear a little bit more about it coming up. And there are other things. I can't think of it right now. That's in my head. That just happened. I just got the info from the Wall Street Journal just a couple hours ago. I knew it was going to happen this week, but I just didn't know when.
Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate you always being so well informed. Herschel shares in the chat, National Disability Leadership Alliance is working on a program series in relation to the Olmsted anniversary. Meeting is being scheduled for sometime this month and April. Good to know. Herschel, can you keep us updated on what that ends up looking like?
And just a really quick one. The Olmsted, we had an Olmsted rally 3 weeks after the Olmsted court case, and it was the largest disability rally in the United States ever. 4,000 people with disabilities were at it. 1999.
Wow.
Just a little history.
Incredible. Do other folks have other updates, things that they want to bring that April can help support on? Oh, Adelaide, you are muted.
The disability community is going to lose a huge advocate at the end of this year when Kathy McMorris Rogers of Washington State, Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers, retires. She just announced recently that she was retiring, so she has been a huge advocate, disability advocate, primarily because of her son being born with Down syndrome. So, and then one of the other things that happened recently, the U.S. House Energy and Commerce Committee Subcommittee on Health recently held a hearing on where they marked up several pieces of legislation, one of which was the Charlotte Woodward Organ Transplant Disability Discrimination Prevention Act. In the U.S. House, it is House Bill 2706, and in the U.S. Senate, it is Senate Bill 1183. So, but the House version, I think, got marked up in the House Energy and Commerce Subcommittee on Health recently. So, hopefully it'll come out soon. And so,
do we know who is going to be taking the representative's place?
No, we don't. As of yet.
Well, we'll have to see.
Washington State was, I don't know if Washington State was one of the ones that had people changing out in terms of election this time. Alabama, the state of Alabama is going to, believe it or not, be part of the State of the Union address tomorrow night when Alabama's junior U.S. Senator Katie Britt gives the Republican rebuttal. So to the State of the Union. So I'm going to try to watch that tomorrow evening after I get home from school.
Give me 1 second, folks. I got to shut my door.
Well, while she's gone, I just remembered the poster I have behind me is actually 3 weeks ago. There was a demonstration in Hartford, Connecticut on wheelchair repair. And they actually have a bill they're going to put in the state through the state government.
It's a great poster.
I know, I love it. It's AI. AI did it.
Oh, that makes it less great.
Well, yes and no. It means that people that can't do a lot can just say it and have it. So, you got to think of all kinds of things.
No, I could debate on this forever.
I know, me too.
Goodness.
But
yeah,
well, thank you for the updates.
The other thing going on in Alabama today is that this morning, I could not go down today, but all of our state disability advocates held a big rally on the steps of the State House in Montgomery, and then went in this afternoon and spent quite a bit of time visiting with their representatives and senators on some different pieces of legislation that are going through this time. Don't know how many they ended up having today, but because like I say, the weather this morning was overcast and misty and just kind of nasty. It's now starting to clear out, thankfully. But yeah, that not nearly as big as some of the bills that we had last year with the Colby Act, which is our supported decision-making legislation that has now been enacted. It'll be a year in April, and then our piece of legislation similar to the Charlotte Woodward legislation that is still in the process here being enacted. So from last year. And also we've got one of the pieces of legislation. This is an extension piece of legislation. We the disability community last year helped pass a piece of legislation which says that as the various police departments and whatnot are having their folks re-upped every couple of years, they have to go through at least 1 hour of online training in how to work with and de-escalate cases in which the disabled might be involved. So not just arrest situations, but different issues. So they're extending that now. They're going to extend the legislation, or trying to fire departments. So fire departments and emergency medical, other emergency medical folks. So
thank you for the updates. I always feel very informed after you share with us, Adelaide. So I appreciate it.
And I do know, and I haven't looked at that in a while, but like was mentioned earlier, not much is moving right now, but there has been a piece of legislation at the federal level, at least over in the House, introduced that would re-up the ACP. So yeah, not much is moving in Congress right now either way. And the other thing that's going on is on the Republican side, we're going to have to replace Mitch McConnell, who just this last week announced he was retiring at the end of his term.
Mhm.
He is 83, so
That hasn't seemed to stop anybody else.
no.
But um
But he scared some folks this last couple of months twice, freezing up in front of the camera when he was doing press conferences. So
as
some different.
a staff member of April, I cannot express my feelings on any particular political candidate or party or
Right.
anything of the sort. But I will say that there was a very, very interesting conversation around those, incidents he had and ableism
Mm-hmm.
in government and who is and isn't able enough to serve in the government. I heard a lot of people, including people who I have thought had pretty progressive views. Like, I want it to be clear that I, you know, have my own feelings on that particular person as an individual, separate from my job. But no matter who that candidate or no matter who that representative was, I think that there needs to be what a lot of people will feel to be uncomfortable conversations around, what serving as a politician at the federal or state level looks like with disability,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I just something to think about, I guess.
Yep.
Um,
And
Also on the federal level.
I'm excited to see how things are moving in terms of getting some possible legislation out, although it may be after the election, but dealing with this whole issue of changing things in the realm of accessibility to the airlines for folks with disabilities. So
Absolutely. Um, I
and the fact that it's taken this long for anything like that to have changed. So
People don't want to change what they don't want to see.
yeah.
Um, Nikki Haley suspended her campaign.
Oh, I know. I heard that this afternoon as I was out on Wednesday morning. My mom and I deliver homebound meals over in Calera. So yeah, we heard that on the radio as we were out that she finally uh, suspended her campaign. So we shall see.
Well, all I can say is thank God we live in a place where we can have all these discussions and all these differences of opinions and 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 not be,
Yeah.
So, one of the things I do want to see, and it might be a different meeting. I know it's part of April, but I don't know which meeting it is. We are thinking about trying to put on some type of employability skills training.
Mhm.
We generally don't attack that area because we allow the agencies who do those type of things to do those type of things, like our local workforce. However, we found out that they don't have a disability navigator. So people who need to file for unemployment or do certain things, they're kind of getting turned around because that staff isn't, they're not prepared to help intensively as they can, but they can come to our office to kind of do some of that stuff. So we are seeing so many people who want to work, who want to do things. They don't really need that intensive voc rehab help in the process to get into those type of services. So if we could maybe do some type of basic employability skills, learning how to do transitional skills. You can't work as a fry cook anymore, but what skills did you learn there that we could transfer into something else? You know, being able to identify skills. You know, a lot of people don't know who they are and what they can do unless someone is able to articulate that to them. So I feel like sometimes a lot of our programs are geared towards the extremes, you know, people with extreme disabilities or people who are so high functioning. What about these people in the middle who just want that extra help? You know, and they can fill some of these gaps, and they can't work 30 hours, but they can work 10 hours, and they just want the ability to be considered. So I really want to see us try to go in that direction. We just really don't know where to start. I've been taking classes and certifications. I don't even know if they're needed, but just to prepare me so that if this happens, that we can put on something uh for the community, even if it's 5 people. It's somebody.
Sure. Places I would start, and on the April side of things, there is a monthly call called the Core Conversation Community
Okay.
Series. Um, and that really is just a chance for it used to be called Rural Conversations, but people working in all areas of sales are coming together on those monthly calls. Um, and those are the third Wednesday of the month,
Okay.
um, at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're looking for youth specifically, there is a youth coordinators call as well, which is the first Tuesday of the month. So it was just yesterday. But the
We don't
next one
wanna,
will
we don't wanna, we wanna, whoever comes,
separate.
comes. Whoever
So
comes, comes. We don't wanna to pigeonhole anything.
absolutely. So I would start at the core conversation call. I think that that would
Okay.
be a great
How do
like
I go about going,
so
getting
here
invited to that?
is a registration link for the Zoom call. You do have to register monthly in order to make sure that we have the accommodations set appropriately for each month. Um, but that is the registration link. And if you lose that link for some reason, it is if you go to the April website and scroll to the bottom of the main page, there's a little box that has all of our standing meetings and the registration links listed there. Also on the April website, the website is a repository of a lot of different resources and information and trainings. So I would just dig through the website. If I can think of anything off the top of my head, I don't.
I just registered for it. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
you're so welcome. Then there are trainings, stuff from past April conferences, lot of information up there.
I
And I
just feel
know
like
that
I'm going down the wrong way. I feel like I'm studied out and workshopped out, and I might not even need all these certifications. I just,
I will say that they don't hurt other than maybe the burnout feeling. But um somebody very wise said to me the other day that there is no handbook and no roadmap for independent living,
amen.
and that we often are just making it up as we go, and that is both difficult and kind of lovely because it means that we're not holding ourselves to some standard set by non-disabled people. We are holding ourselves accountable and working within our own community to make things better. So you're fighting the good fight. Right. I do want to be respectful of folks' times. We have about 5 minutes left in this call. Is there anything we haven't touched on today that folks want to touch on? I will follow up with the rest of the staff around anything we might want to put together as far as the ACP goes. that is definitely something that I think we can do. All right, folks. I will. Oh, we've had somebody hop on for our last 5 minutes. Oh, and there they go. Okay. So the next advocacy committee will take place on the first Wednesday of April, which would be April 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is 1 p.m. Pacific. The link to register again is on the homepage, but let me just pop it here, just in case. That second link there is the advocacy committee registration. Thank you all for being here and for your time, and we'll see you again soon.
Abby, it would help me if you, this is Adley, it would help me if you would email out the chat after this call is over. Just for me to look at.
Yes. Let me download the chat right now. Save chat. Okay, done. And I can send out these links and a recording to the folks who were registered after the fact.
Alrighty. Alrighty, thank you.
Sounds good, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, Abby. Take care.
Bye-bye.